Hello, my dear students, and welcome back to our course of lectures. And today we're going to talk with you about job interviews. It's going to be our part 2. But first, let's take a look at our agenda. So, main topic, job interview. I will give you some new vocabulary. Then we're going to practice a little bit with our grammar. It will be perfect continuous tenses, and in the end, it will be pronunciation. So, let's get started. A few years ago, a Google company made a big survey between their employers, and they tried to find out which features are the most required between employees. And today I'm going to tell you which features they are, and even I will show you how to use them during your interview, and will give you such examples. So first of all, when you hear "tell me a little about yourself," you should say that you are loyal. How you can do it? You can say, "I would describe myself as a loyal individual who goes above and beyond to help others in the workplace." Second one in survey, it was punctual. You can say, "I'm always punctual, whether it's getting to work on time or meeting deadlines, because I have a deep respect for my coworkers and the company I work for." The third feature is you should be responsible. You can say, like, "In my previous job, I was responsible for handling payroll process and preparing checks before paydays." Next one, it will be such feature as consistent. You can say, like, "I'm very consistent employee and others can always count on me to hit my quotes and to produce quality work." Of course, you should be trustworthy, and you can show it by saying, "I believe that one of my most marketable qualities is trustworthiness. I always respect the privacy of others, and I understand how important it is to refrain from speaking about confidential business information." Great. Next, it will be invigorated. You can show this feature with saying, like, "My favorite part of the event is the planning process. It's an event set up because it always invigorates me and makes me want to put on the best even possible for our client." Of course, you should be during your work excited. "I always get excited when faced with a new project or challenge to overcome, because I know I have the opportunity to get out of my comfort zone and expand my skill sets." Next, it will be the fascinated. You can say, "I'm fascinated by consumer trends and how they evolve over the time. It fuels my motivation to perform research tasks." Of course, every employer wants optimistic employee, and you can say, "One of my best strengths is that I have an optimistic mindset. It enables me to persevere through challenging projects and help others to see things in a positive way." The last but not the least, it's eager. It means that you should show your excitement to do something and a deep desire, like, "I'm eager to apply my customer service skill and assist customers with troubleshooting technical issues." And the last one, it's a passionate. "I'm extremely passionate about public health. I specifically love to complete research on the local health trends and develop programs to increase healthy living habits." Great we are! And the next part of our lesson, it will be 7 most powerful words to use in your job interviews. And the first one, it will be some modal verbs. I can, I will. Actually, if we're talking about business English, it's always a great idea to use modal verbs. And such phrases like "I can contribute" or "I will offer my strengths in this way," they show that you are positive and confident in the gifts and talents you bring to a company. The word like "will" implies convenience and ability. It shows you have thought about the subject and come with intention about your talents and contributions. The next one, it will be example interview question, like, "Why are you good fit for this job?" And the example of answer can be, I am a good fit for this job because I can produce results. In my last job, I sold the highest number of customer maintenance plans for the 3 quarters in a row. The second phrase, it will be I look forward to, because as soon as you have been granted an interview, you can respond with something like, I look forward to the chance to discuss what I can bring to your company. It is very positive and hopeful language that shows your confidence and your abilities. Because then, during your interview, you can use it to explain different aspects of your job and that you would enjoy or explain your working style. Example in interview question, it will be like, how do you respond to new project assignments? And the answer that you can use is, I look forward to the first project planning meeting with a new team. Listening to everyone's input and ideas helps everyone to get to know each other and to figure out what roles we will take on. The next word, it will be respect. After you have become familiar with the company, you can describe to the interview specific aspects about the company's product, practices, diversity, and even projects that you respect. Expressing your respect shows that you have researched the business, and it helps to communicate specifics which can lead to deeper conversation about those topics. You may also describe mentors or leaders and the qualities about them you respect and try to emulate. And in a question during the interview, it can be like, what have you learned from your mentor? And you will answer that one of the traits I most respect in her ability to show empathy to everyone she meets, I think it helps people trust her quickly. She can mediate conflict and people are willing to try her suggestions. Next word that you should use is opportunity. Opportunity is a word that both describes chances that you have been given in the past to develop your skills and to show the possibility and gratitude. It is also frequently associated with a job offer in an interview setting. You can talk about past opportunities and how you are excited about the prospects of future opportunities. And it will be asked like, what are you looking for in a new position? In this case, you will answer, I see this job as an opportunity to increase my exposure to our clients. I have been working in the back office at my previous job, and I look forward to improving my customer service skills. In this example, we use even two useful words. It's opportunity and the phrase I look forward. Great. Next one, it will be experience. Because your CV should address your job experience. It is often a shortened summary of the many tasks you have accomplished during your career. When possible, it is good to describe your duties, project, or different possibilities that you can do in a term of your job experience during the interview. And also you can emphasize the length of time to help someone understand some peculiarities of your previous work. And just saying experience can make you sound more knowledgeable and qualified. For example, when someone will ask you on interview, how have your previous job prepared you for this one? You can answer, I have 10 years of experience in sales and marketing. Most of it with one company. I worked for many different clients during the time and learned how to adapt my work to the needs of each one. The next will be skills. It is similar to describing your experience, pointing out some of your relevant skills can help an interviewer to know you better. Instead of listing many skills, choose just one or few of them that help recommend you for this position. For example, instead of saying that you have computer skills, you could explain how you are skilled in the certain software programs that you might use for your job. And when someone will ask you, can you describe some of your soft skills, you will definitely say, I think the most valuable skill I have is a time management. I am diligent in using a calendar, and each day I use a journal to record my accomplishments and what I need to complete the next day. It helps me to stay organized and on track for deadlines. The last one, it will be the word goals. It can be very helpful to show how the prospective job helps you meet your professional goals. Describe your goals and how the job can give you a skill or experience. For example, if you have been working at an entry-level job in a hospitality industry and you are seeking a management position, talk about how your experience was helped you to formulate your goal and why you believe that the prospective position can help you to achieve that goal that you already set. During interview, it can sound like, can you explain why you changed your careers? And the answer will be, as soon as I settled on my design major in college, I set a goal that I wanted to design logos for clients and help them develop their brand strategy. I have been working at our family business to help my dad, but I never forgot my goal. This job will help me get closer to that goal. Great. And now it will be the second part of our lesson, grammar. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about perfect continuous tenses. And the first one, let's take a look, it will be present. Present perfect continuous. When we use it to show the result of a process in present or a time span of unfinished action. And the scheme, how do we build the scheme of our sentence? If it will be the sentence of affirmation, on the first place in sentence, we're gonna put subject. Then we add have or has. Then we use auxiliary verb. In perfect time, it will be in the form of been. And the last place will be taken by verb with ending ing. If we want to make a negative sense, then the first place will be taken by subject, then have or has, then we add part not, and our auxiliary verb that will sound like been. And of course, verb with ing ending. When we are making a question, then we should put have or has on the first place. It will be followed by subject, then auxiliary verb been, and verb with ing ending. But let's take a look closer to the use of present perfect continuous. Actually, present perfect continuous is used for actions that started in the past and stopped recently or are still going on. The focus is on the course or duration of the action, but not on the result. So, if we're talking about action that is still going on, then we can say it like that. We have been successfully working in the field since 1990. Or, I have been working in this company for over 5 years now, because action started in the past and still going on. And we want to emphasize how long the action was already been and still going on. That's why we are using present perfect continuous in this case. One more time. The last example, I have been working in this company for over 5 years now. Here we show that I started working in the past, then there was some duration for 5 years. It was also in the past, and now we still have process because I'm actually working over 5 years now, for now. The second case, when we are using present perfect continuous, it's when action stopped recently and has some influence on the present. Like, I'm so tired, I have been working all night. So firstly, you have been working all night and now you are tired, because action has been going on for a certain period of time and is the reason for a present situation. The next example will be, I have been trying to change the toner cartridge and now my fingers are dirty. Because firstly you tried to change it and now fingers are dirty. The second is past perfect continuous. It's also we use to show the result of a process, but in this case in the past, and time span of unfinished action until a past moment. Let's take a look on the scheme of our sentence. If it's sentence of affirmation, first place will be taken as usual by subject, then it will be following by part had, then auxiliary verb in a third form, it's been, and then we have verb with ing ending. If we want to make a negative form, then first place is taken by subject, it follows by had, only then we are adding the part not, then auxiliary verb in the third form, been, and the last place is taken by verb with ending in. If we want to make a question, then our part had we are putting on the first place, it will be followed by subject, then auxiliary verb, been, with verb with ing ending. And now let's talk detailedly about the use of past perfect continuous. Unlike the present perfect continuous, which actually indicates an action that began in the past and continued up to the present, the past perfect continuous is a verb tense that indicates something that began in the past, continued in the past, and also ended at a defined point in the past. Like, he had been drinking milk out of a carton when Mom walked into the kitchen. So, he was drinking, it started in the past, then duration was in the past, and then Mom walked also in the past. And I had been working at the company for 5 years. Then I got the promotion. So it was some duration in the past before another action in the past. We should also remember that when, for, since, and before are the words that you may see used in alongside the past perfect continuous tense. Like Marta had been working 3 miles a day before she broke her leg. The program that was terminated had been working well since 1945. And the catcher had been playing the piano for 35 years. Then she was finally asked to do a solo with a local orchestra. And our last time for today, it's future perfect continuous. And as usual, we use it to show a result of a process, but in this case in the future. And also to show a time span of unfinished action until a future moment. Let's take a look onto scheme. If it is a sentence of affirmation, then first place is taken by subject, then it will be followed by will or shall. As we know from previous lessons, we can use only will. Then we use have, been, verb with ing ending. In the case of making negative sentence, then we just add in the part not. Like subject, then will or shall, then we add part not. It will be followed by have, been, and the verb with ing ending. If it's a question, then this part will or shall, it's putting on the first place. After it, only we can use the subject, have, been, and the verb with ing ending. So, the use of future perfect continuous. When we describe an action in the future perfect continuous, we are projecting ourselves forward in a time and looking back at the duration of that activity. The activity will have begun sometimes in the past, present, or in the future. And it is expected to continue in the future. Like, let's try on examples. In November, I will have been working at my company for 3 years. At 5 o'clock, I will have been waiting for 30 minutes. Or, when I turn 30, I will have been playing piano for 21 years. But the one thing that you should remember that non-action verbs are not used for the future perfect continuous. In this case, we should change them. But first, let's find out what mean non-action verbs. Non-action verbs, it can be like part of to be, to seem, or to know. You need to remember that they are not suitable for the future perfect continuous. Instead of them, these verbs take the future perfect tense, which is formed by the next formula. It will be will plus have plus past participle. Let's take a look on the example. On Thursday, I will have been knowing you for a week. You may think that it's a right form of future perfect continuous, but no. We have here the verb to be, which we can't use. That's why we should to transform it with our formula, like will plus have plus past participle. And this sentence will sound like, on Thursday, I will have known you for a week. The second one, I will have been reading 45 books by Christmas. And now you understand what's wrong with this sentence, and we're trying to remake it, because read it's also the verb of action. So we will transform it into I will have read 45 books by Christmas. Why? Because we use our formula, will plus have plus past participle. Great! And now I guess we can go to our third part of our lesson, and it will be pronunciational practice. Today we're going to practice of saying th and th. Let's start. I will read you. You will try to repeat after me, and then we will do it one more time. So the first one. I thought that the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought I thought. If the thought I thought had been the thought I thought, it wouldn't have thought I thought. Great. One more time. I thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought I thought. If the thought I thought had been the thought I thought, I wouldn't have thought I thought. Great. Next one will be very short, like Sophia stood silent. One more time. Sophia stood silent. Sophia stood silent. Next one. See sisters using sunflowers, said Sophia, silence in such stiff silence. Stiff also we can transform into deep silence, if you like it more. So one more time. See sisters using sunflowers, said Sophia, silence in such stiff silence. Great. Next one. So soon, surely, said Sally, smiling, especially since Sarah shows such spirits. So soon, surely, said Sally, smiling, especially since Sarah shows such spirits. The last, but not the least, is softly, softly, sire, said Sally Silex with a smile. Softly, softly, sire, said Sally Silex with a smile. Softly, softly, sire, said Sally Silex with a smile. And the last one. Some 7 summers since Simon's second son Samuel saw Sophia Sprague somewhere. Some 7 summers since Simon's second son Samuel saw Sophia Sprague somewhere. And let's try to continue it one more time. To repeat. Some 7 summers since Simon's second son Samuel saw Sophia Sprague somewhere. Great, and now I can give you your home task. First of all, try to act out your interview questions in front of a mirror, because on a previous lessons we were writing some questions and answers, and now you can add to them some new words and phrases. And the second task will be to make 5 sentences for present perfect continuous, for past perfect continuous, and the future perfect continuous. Great you are. Thank you for the lesson and see you soon. Bye-bye.